Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Thursday, the 13th of October today, in case you didn't know. And it's a red day for me. But it's a strange day. Today was the day that the CPI numbers, the jobs claims numbers, they all kept. So quite a lot of macroeconomic data came out regarding the market. When the CPI numbers dropped, the ass fell out the bottom of the market. There's no other way of describing. Well, I suppose there's plenty of other ways of describing it, but yeah, the market just capitulated. There was red all over the shop, and I was expecting the sell-off to continue probably into the weekend. To my amazement, it rallied. I mean, we sold off for probably the first 15 minutes of the market open as well. So for an hour pre-market, it was sat off, and then the first 15 minutes of after the bell itself, and then it just rallied. The stock market just rallied, and it never looked back. Quite frankly, I'm a little bit surprised. Just goes to show. I mean, the CPI numbers were the consumer price index numbers were absolutely shocking. So it came as no surprise that the sell-off, but then the turnaround after that was nothing short of remarkable. And it just goes to show that the market can be completely irrational, completely illogical, and it can do that longer than you can stay solvent. So don't try to anticipate the market and just trade the price action. I think a lot of people who are playing options ahead of the CPI results were buying puts. I hope they managed to cash in before the rally, because everything that they would have gained, they would have lost, and then some. Anyway, as I say, I've had a red day, which again in itself is a bit disappointing, not because I've had a red day, but in the manner that it happened. Why is that? You may well ask. Well, quite frankly, I traded DWAC first, and we got $5,000 up on that. So my goal on a daily basis is $5,000. So I traded that. It was what, 10, 15 minutes of a trade, and we were over goal. So I should have just locked my montage and walked away. And I knew that the market was going to be difficult today because of the CPI numbers dropping, because of the jobless claims dropping, all of that macroeconomic data coming out. I knew it was going to be very choppy. There was going to be a lot of, a lot of fake moves, a lot of, fake outs and moves against the tide, moves with the tide. I knew there was going to be a lot of that going on, but I wasn't feeling it, and I called this out. I was streaming my trading live, as I always do, first thing in the morning. Streaming my trading live, and I was saying, look, today might be one of those days I just sit on my hands, because there didn't seem to be enough volatility, enough moves with reliable volume until DWAC started to move. When DWAC moved up, we caught it. Again, a classic gap and go type scenario. It moved up pre-market. It was down around the VWAP, and then it moved up. So as soon as it broke the pre-market highs, we got in, rode it the rest of the way up, and managed to make $5,000 on it, and then gave the $5,000 back. So then we traded Pineapple Energy, and we lost $2,500. So then we traded Revlon, and we lost $5,000. So we found ourselves in a strange situation where we were over goal. We were $5,000 to the good. We were over goal, and all of a sudden we were $7,000 to the bad. I'm like, how did that happen? And it was just poor discipline. It was, from my own point of view, over trading, poor discipline, and there is good things as well. I did manage to recover the Revlon losses, and we finished 1,200 green on Revlon, but then I went and gave a lot of that back on Senti Bioscience. So we ended up finishing just over $1,700 down on the day. So let's take a look at some of those moves, and let's go to DWAC first. So DWAC, let's go. Let's look at this on the 1 minute. It's well, I'll do the 2 minutes. It's easier to show the time zone. So straight out of the blocks, we can see here it moved up, and as it moved up, broke the VWAP, and we got in here, break of pre-market highs. As it then moved up, we caught that all the way up into the halt. We exited just before the halt. Of course, I've got the halt levels, level up, level down, got the halt levels on my montage, and I wasn't feeling this stock. Even though I was up $5,000, I wasn't feeling this stock. So I didn't want to get caught in a halt, and I was right to do so as well, because it halted, 5-minute volatility halted, it resumed, and it resumed down. It gapped down. It did move back up before then selling off pretty much for the rest of the day. But I was right, because whilst the data was showing that it may be level, may have a level resumption, the likelihood it was going to be gapping down. I was right to get out before the halt commenced, and I was $5,000 up there. Then as this moved up, we tried to go in for the breakup as it moves up, and it pulls back. Of course, I give back some of the gains. We then get a bounce on the VWAP. So bounce on the VWAP, move up. I think, okay, fantastic. We'll move up, get in for the break of the $0.50, 2050, and again, we lose again. So at this stage, we're kind of about $400 in green. So we have $5,000 up to $400. So we're still green, but just barely. So then we went to Pineapple Energy, and it was double bottom type setup here. And so we got in for Pineapple Energy, and we tried to ride this up for the break of going green, and it pulled back, and we lost on that one as well. So $2,500. I thought, okay, fine. What else is moving? As we started to come into the later stages of the day, we got Revlon. Revlon moved up here, and we got in, and as we broke $5, we got in, and it pulled back, and we lost on Revlon. So I went to a relatively big size with Revlon based on how I've traded it previously. I've usually always made money on Revlon. Today was no different. We got in a little bit later on Revlon, and as it started to make its move back up again, we managed to get green on this as well. So it moved up to 560. We did get green on Revlon, but then we traded Senti Bioscience as this moved up, and we got in for the break here, and then it pulled back. Now, I probably should have shorted this when I was looking at it. Probably should have shorted this, double top, and then short this down until it then tests itself for the VWAP again. But I didn't. I got in here, and then when it sold off, so we were looking for this, and then we got in here. It added at the top, and it sold off. So we lost $500 on that. Not great. Trading just off kilter today, but as I say, it could have been a lot worse. We could have finished $7,000. We should have finished $5,000 up. We could have finished $7,000 down. Finishing $1,700 down in the grand scheme of things, and from where we were, do you know what? I'm not going to be too disappointed. We're still green on the week. We're still ahead of goal on both the month and the year. So I can't be too disappointed on how that went for us. So look, a little bit disappointed on not being disciplined enough to walk away when I wasn't feeling the market. A little bit disappointed on taking some bad trades and holding losers a little bit too longer than I should have done. But sometimes it'd be like that. And $1,700 lost today is $1,700 of tuition fee for a very hard lesson for me to not only have I learned it, but I've learned this many times, and I learned it again. And I'll probably do exactly the same thing in a fortnight's time. But the lesson is that get green, stay green, don't overstay your welcome. If you get over goal, walk away. Unless you're on a really hot momentum stock, walk away. Don't go looking for more. Don't be greedy. Once you're over goal, there's a reason that's your goal. And don't get greedy on the day. that's my lesson for today, and that's a lesson that maybe you guys should pay attention to. So yeah, unfortunately, it's just one of those days. So tomorrow's Friday. I think we're about 5K up, not even that, probably 3K up on the well after today, but 3K up on the week. So all the gains we made last week we've just not really added to them this week. So tomorrow, hopefully, we can have a good day, and if we get a bit of volatility, we can actually get back to where we should be. Not having the best week this week, as I say, we made about 3K. We're green, we're in profit. But apart from that, it's been very choppy. Red day Monday, green Tuesday, Wednesday, red day today. So let's see what happens on Friday. So far, it's 2 + 2. Which way will it go? Join me and find out. 90 minutes before the market opens, when I start my stream tomorrow, live streaming all my trades from 90 minutes before the market opens in the pre-market hours. I will, of course, be streaming the first hour of the market open as well. So come join me tomorrow. And is it going to be a green day or a red day? You tell me. Let's find out. I hope to see you then.